Sweet Talk is a weekly 20-minute podcast brought to you by the Continuing Education Workforce Training Division of Idaho State University's College of Technology. This podcast is part of our continuing outreach efforts, and the format is conversation. We're having conversations with businesses, professionals, entrepreneurs, community agencies, and in all cases, difference makers. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So subscribe today. Take 20 minutes and hear from people living in your community who are making a difference in your community. It's time to get started with Sweet Talk. Hello, everyone. This is Jason Batalden, Assistant Director here at Continuing Education Workforce Training. And normally this would be the time when I'd introduce Paul and say, let you know Paul's on the show today. But Paul's not on the show today. And if you're a regular listener to your show, I'm just going to put this in my bucket and tease him, for, the next 4 or 5 weeks for missing an episode. But Paul, he's working hard and he has many hats here at Continuing Education Workforce Training. And today, unfortunately, he just couldn't put enough hats on with all the other things he's got going. So you'll have to deal with just me today. We have a real exciting show for you today. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation with our guest. But hey, I just want to kind of throw a couple things out there. We're coming up into the middle of our fall semester. So I just want to put a plug out. Our spring catalog will be coming out here in another 2 months. So if you enjoyed some classes and you enjoy taking some courses here at Continuing Education Workforce Training, be sure to register on our website so that you can get the notification when the new catalog comes out. And we're excited for that. We have a wonderful guest on the show today, and because Paul's not here, I'm almost a little bit behind because I almost forgot to hit the timer, and that's a big no-no on the show. But with that being said, Tiphanie Anirah, did I say Anirah? Sorry, Tiphanie Anirah is on the show today, and Tiphanie, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Tiphanie, you are the owner, creator, operator, employee, dishwasher, everything for Creeannas LLC. Is that correct?
Yes, you forgot photographer.
Oh, yeah. Your chief marketing director, photographer. Yeah. In other words, you've got it all and you do it all. And it's a bakery. And we ran into one another because you are actually using the kitchen here at Continuing Education Workforce Training to do some of the things that you do. And so so that's kind of how we met, and I just can't wait to hear your story. But you have a special person with you on the show today. Do you mind introducing her?
Yeah, she is my beautiful, talented, she's just my loving mother.
Oh, and Stephanie is her name, correct?
Yes,
Stephanie. Do you want to? That's okay. You call her mom.
I was just going to say, I'm used to calling her mom.
And Stephanie, do you want to say hello to our audience?
Yes, I'd like just to thank the opportunity that you've given my daughter to promote her business. She has been an inspiration to a lot of people, and she has spread a market of her meat pies and her bakeries that has really grown within just a year and a half. She has really blossomed. And so I thank you again for this opportunity.
Oh, no problem. In fact, I'm excited she said yes to be on the show because already your mom kind of set up the conversation, and that's perfect because that kind of just segues in, Tiphanie. Can you talk to us a little bit about Creeannas LLC and what it is and what are you doing, and we'll talk about how it's going.
Yeah, so my business, Creeannas LLC, is a bakery. It first started off as an idea. A friend of mine just said, hey, you should start selling. And I was like, I don't know. And so I'm like, after some thought, I said, why not? So I just started. And after one pastry, I would make another and then another. And I just fell in love with it. And so I just decided to let it grow. And it started just as like a single just order bakery, but now I do caterings
Oh,
and
wow.
everything. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. And then I love, just having people's feedback, just saying, oh, I love these pastries. I love them so much. I don't only make like cookies and quick breads such as banana bread and lemon poppy seed bread and stuff like that, but I also make African dishes.
Mhm.
I make the famous African meat pies that I have various of meats. And then I also make African sugar bread, chin chin. Yeah,
Oh,
and so
wow.
it's a lot of fun making pastries.
Oh, we had just another guest join
Oh,
us.
yep. I told another friend that I was on the podcast. So
Oh,
he's calling me. Yeah.
okay. Well, we'll have to probably get him to introduce himself here in a second. But with that being said, though, Tiffany, you said it so eloquently and so like smoothly about how you went from I'm assuming just making pastries to, and then a friend encouraging you to say, just start selling them. So what had baking and cooking and baking, has that been a part of your life for more than just a year and a half?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, my mom actually taught me, and I just watched her bake and everything. So she's actually like my number one inspiration
Right
on the
on.
whole baking. Yeah. So I loved it for, I can't even remember how long ago when I started. But
Just
yeah,
just like watching her in the kitchen, or it was your mom, does your mom, Stephanie, did you have a bakery, a business that you ran, or was this just something you did on a kind of a personal, for the love of your family kind of thing?
Yes, I've been cooking for my family. In fact, I cook the Thanksgiving dinners, the Christmas dinner, the holiday dinners, for a very long time. And so over the years, ever since she was very little, I actually stood her up on a chair and had her start making cake with
Oh,
me.
right.
Yeah, so she started at a very young age, and I love to cook, and it's just spilled over right into her love for cooking.
Right on. Very cool. So there you are, Tiffany, is standing on chair, mixing batters, pouring, watching your mom bake, and that just developed into you something more as not just a love, but like you said, at some point, someone encouraged you that maybe you needed to start thinking about it as a business.
yeah, definitely. So the baking part I loved and I knew how to do, but I wasn't quite familiar with the business part. And so that's why I was a little hesitant. But then once I got my foot in the door, it just came naturally. And so I was just really happy about that.
Right on. And so can you talk about that? One of the things that we do here on our show at Sweet Talk is we love to talk to entrepreneurs. We love to talk to people who have a passion or an idea or a love, and they have that experience of all of a sudden taking the risk, because it's a risk, and deciding to move it to the next level, outside of your own kitchen, so to speak, right? Outside of whether it's in your workshop or something like that. So can you just kind of share maybe with someone out there what that experience was like, and maybe the process you went through, if there were self-doubts, but yet how you overcame them, and what were some of the really encouraging things that things that encouraged you to take that jump?
Yeah. So well, first of all, I just really like to be my own boss. That's one thing that I really wanted to do. So um once I really thought about that, I like all the doubts and all the second thoughts really just I put to the side, because I'm like, you know what, I have a goal of being my own boss, so I want to start this. So but one of the things that was really making me hesitant is the pricings, to be honest, because I'm like, I don't know what to price things at, and I don't know where to start. And there's other competition out there, and I just want to make the right price, because I don't want to overprice, I don't want to underprice. So yeah, so how I just started, I just went to the store and I just started getting prices of ingredients and then going through my Excel saying, okay, so what's the appropriate price and everything. And then I just went about it that way.
Right on.
Yeah, so that was my number one kickstart, is just the mindset. Okay, I want to be my own boss. So what do I have to do to accomplish that?
Mhm.
And that's when it started. Yes, I definitely have doubts, because like I said, competition. But I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
have that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely can't have that. Uh, I can't have that as my number one thought, like my number
Mhm.
one focus point, to have, like, oh, people are doing this and I'm not doing that. Do I need to do this? I mean, yes, I have to like keep in mind what my competitors are doing, but I also need to focus on, this business and how I want it to grow and everything.
Mhm.
Then I'm sure it will grow. Just
So what were you doing? You said to be your own boss. So what were you working as before you kind of launched into this adventure? Had you been working in kitchens, or was it a totally unrelated field from somewhere else? And then you just took your own personal passion into a business? What had you been doing prior to that?
Yeah, so I was working at the hospital. Yes, it was kind of alongside with my business,
Mhm.
like as in relation, but not really, because I mean I worked in the kitchen area, but I wasn't actually baking
Mhm.
or cooking or anything. So but yeah, it definitely taught me a lot for sure. Just about professionalism,
Sure.
communication, everything. So that really helped in that area.
Very cool. Very cool. So a year and a half into it, it's going well. Are you
It's
happy with what's happening right now?
I'm so happy. It's going so well. A lot of people have reached out to me, reached out to the business saying, hey, can you cater for this? Hey, can you come to this event? And, I'm just really thankful. I'd ask, oh, how did you know about me? And they would just always say, oh, I saw you at the food truck roundup, or I saw you at this event or whatever.
Mhm.
And so I'd be like, oh, that's great. So it's really nice to be putting myself out there
Mhm.
and telling people that, hey, Creeannas LLC is here. It's up for business, and it's just ready to bake for you and your event or whatever.
Cool.
So yeah.
So you have a food truck. Is that do
Oh,
you?
I was gonna say, not necessarily, not
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
All
Yeah,
right.
my ultimate goal is to have a storefront. Yes, a
Okay.
food truck, but I want to go like a step above that. Just to
So
have,
is all the items that you bake at this point, are they like made to order, meaning somebody has an event or a party, or they know how to get hold of you, and is that kind of the model at this point, that you're doing? Or do you have do you put your items for sale at someone else's place, I guess?
yeah, that's the goal for me, to put my products out there, like for other people to
Mhm.
see in other businesses. But right now I'm taking uh I'm just making as the orders come in.
Oh,
So
okay.
so the orders are just made to order.
And you're getting your
So
name out there. People are finding you.
yes, so that's the nice thing
That
about it.
is the nice thing. Other than word of mouth, what other ways are you getting? How are they finding you? I mean, social media, a big deal, or are you able to use any of those platforms?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just promoting my products on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, and let's get that plug in there. So if
Okay.
someone's listening today and they're like, okay, I got to follow this lady, where do they find you on all the Instas and the Facebooks?
Yeah, so Facebook and Instagram is the same name, Creeannas LLC, and that's Creannas LLC. And that's where I post everything. That's where I post if I'm going to be at an event, or if the business is um, uh, going somewhere or selling somewhere. That's where we post. And then also that's where we post all of our products, just to tell everyone, hey, this is what we have and everything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you touched on it earlier when you identified a title I'd missed, which was photographer. So I'm assuming, thanks to those two platforms, you're also learning all the joys and wonders of taking pictures of foods and being able to market that way. Is that what you meant by that when you said photographer as well?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so much fun taking pictures. I have so much fun, and then I have inspirations from other people and advice from other people. In fact, a coworker of mine, he was a photographer slash videographer, and his name is Austin Lee, and you can find him on Instagram also. But he
Okay.
was so nice that he took a video of one of our cookies that we have, and I thought that was a real treat because he was just first starting off, and I thought that was really nice of him to do. So yeah, so that's what I just love to do, is to take pictures and everything, and just to show everyone, hey, this is what we have. I
Mhm.
really try not to take pictures like from the internet. I just want to just have
Right.
everything our own.
No, absolutely, and that's kind of interesting too, isn't it? The world of food on internet, right? Or especially on social media platforms. I mean, people, and I do too. I mean, I've got a buddy who, he doesn't post anything unless he's cooking something, and I find great joy in seeing what other people are making and seeing how it presents, and so that's a fun little platform, I suppose, to kind of play around in a little bit, especially with your, as a business as well as your passion. Yeah,
Definitely.
very cool. So what you've mentioned now a couple times, you've got visions, you've got plans. You're seeing Creeannas LLC going beyond just made to order. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely. So like I said, my ultimate goal is to have a storefront for sure.
Mhm.
And I already have a vision of it. And so, but I don't only want just one storefront. I want to be not
Oh,
only statewide, not only nationwide, but I want to be worldwide. I don't want this to be a hobby. I want this to be like a career, a
mhm.
passion, a dream, a goal. So I definitely want to make this very big.
It sounds like, and so this isn't for you just something you decided one day, hey, I'm going to try it. So it sounds like you have been intentionally moving in this direction for quite a while. Is that a fair guess on my part?
Well, you know what? Actually, no.
Oh, right
But
on. I'm
yeah.
wrong. I love it when I'm wrong.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so like I said, like even over 2 years ago, I wasn't even thinking about a business whatsoever. It wasn't even in my mind. But since I just started the business, then my mind just started going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, okay, so how can we, because if you want to dream, you got to dream big,
You
So
do. You do.
yep.
Well, and it's a phrase I like to say too. Success breeds success. And when you so when you start having success at something, pretty soon that succeed brings on other successes, and that snowball tends to grow. And it sounds like you're really kind of in that phase right now. So can you remember, what did you count as your first success? Was it just making the decision to okay, I'm going to start doing this? Or was it a first big event that you catered for? Or the first time you sold X number of your, specialty? I mean, what was the first big success that you sort of stumbled on or intentionally got to, either way?
Yeah, I think my first huge success was my first sale.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah, just
yes.
my first sale. I was like, wow, people actually want to buy this stuff. I said, wow. Yeah,
Oh, this could go somewhere. This can do
yeah,
something.
this can
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
We talk badly about that risk, right? I mean, here you're putting a piece of yourself out there, right? This passion and these recipes and what you love to do, and then you have to put it out there and say, oh man, is anyone else going to like this? And it's hard not to say they don't like me. It's like,
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
they must not like me. It's not just the food, but
Uh-huh.
no. So that's great. You have another person that just jumped on the podcast. We talked about a minute ago, but one of the and we want what the person's name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay. And Daniel, I'm going to have you introduce yourself here shortly, but I think what's interesting, and your mom is on, and now Daniel, and so that tells me right away that you haven't been doing this by yourself, and I don't mean that in the negative way, but in the way that, you know, you've got support. There are people they're supporting you in doing this. Do you want to talk about that at all? Just,
Oh yeah.
you know, you surround people around you because, you know, no one does anything entirely by themselves, right?
Yep. Well, first is definitely God that really just
Amen. Right
helps
on.
me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I couldn't do it without God.
Yeah.
And then also my husband, he's chiming in, but not in Zoom. He's in the other room listening.
Oh,
So
we got a whole crew right
we
there.
got a
This is
whole crew.
fantastic.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. And you know, the wonderful people that are on here, my mom and then my friend Daniel. My mom definitely, my mom definitely helps me in the kitchen. She's always there if I need her help, because you know, she's the baker that I learned from. So
Right.
definitely I'm gonna call her first to help me. So yeah, there's her, and then my husband, he's definitely been my support. He's definitely been my like support in so many areas, my prayer partner, my financial support and everything. And so I'm thankful for him. And then Daniel, he definitely helps me with so much advice. And he's actually been my supporter in many ways also. And so I'm just so thankful for everyone just for helping
Right on.
with this business. Yeah.
Well, Daniel, she gave you a great introduction. So now the pressure's on. Can you follow it up? You mind just kind of stepping in on the show and tell us a little bit about yourself and how maybe you got involved with Creeannas LLC?
Yes. Thank you for having me. First of all, I want to apologize because I lost my voice. So if I'm struggling to speak, please forgive me. Yeah, but I hope everybody can hear me.
Yeah, you're coming across well. Thank you.
That's good. That's good. So yes, my name is Daniel, and Tiffany and I have been friends for a very long time. Now, how I got involved is she used to bake, and sometimes I would try her products, and I felt like they were either as good or better than the ones on the market. So I told her, I was like, look, I know you love baking, but you can turn this into a business. I come from a family of business. So many times my mind goes to business. So I told her, I was like, Tiffany, just start a business with this. It will work. And then she took the advice and she started selling, and people loved it. And it's been great.
Oh. Well, thank you, Daniel. Sorry, that was the timer. It just kind of popped off.
Oh,
so yeah, I wasn't kidding about 20 minutes, was I? It goes by quick. Tiffany, I got to be honest. I do. This probably turned more into an interview than a conversation, and I apologize for that. Just because it just was a fascinating to learn about what you're doing and kind of your adventure into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of ask and ask you if you will make a commitment to come back on our show in about a year. Can we do a follow-up in a year and just see how things are going for you?
I would love that. Yes.
Okay. Well, by the way, I don't know if you can pick it up the microphone. I'm sure our sound editor could. My support team happens to be my dog. I'm doing the podcast from home today, and I'm assuming the mailman just walked by. So he has a sixth sense to know when that person comes by, and she just, for whatever reason, has an intrinsic hatred of the mailman. I don't understand it just barks. It has to bark at him. Stephanie, thank you for being on the show. I don't know, as we're coming down, is there anything kind of last departing words you'd like people to know about your daughter?
Well, I will now show my face.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Hello. Well, I would say that Tiffany is definitely on her way. She has not lost her vision, and she will continue, and she has the mindset that she will succeed. And I'm a believer in that. And I continue to encourage her.
Right on. And Daniel, I know you're having voice problems, but I guess, is there anything you would like anyone to know about Tiffany before we sign off?
Yes. Everything her mom said, and like she was saying, she has a vision of not only going nationwide and statewide, but also international. And I see that vision coming to pass very soon.
Very good. Excellent. Well, Tiffany, thank you. This 20-minute podcast did not do your story justice. We only just kind of learned a little bit. But I'm going to give you a second here. If people want to reach out to you, is Insta and Facebook the best way? Do you have a website? Do you have phone numbers? Anything you want to throw out there real quick?
Yeah, so like I said, I have an Instagram and a Facebook. Again, that's Creeannas LLC, Creeannas LLC. And I also have a website, creannasllc.com.
All
And
right.
and my number, or the number to call for any orders, is 208-851-0578. And the best way to message us is really anything like Facebook, Instagram, through the website, or number, phone, text, email. My email is the same, creannasllc@gmail.com. So that's any way is the best way.
Very good. And so African meat pies are the specialty, but you can bake everything just about, right?
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
And then I always custom make things. So if someone is gluten-free or gluten intolerant, I can accommodate to that with some items. So really anything people throw at me, I can most likely do. So
very cool. Well, we want to encourage you all to reach out to her. I think I mentioned at the top of the show that I have sampled the African meat pie, and I found it absolutely delicious. And so if you would love to talk to Tiffany about catering your event, or doing something special, or even doesn't special, just for the joy of eating the wonderful, tasty food, then we can go from there. So again, I'm kind of prolonging this, so I'm going to have to shut it down here, unfortunately. So I got to put my plugs in. If you have any questions for us here at Sweet Talk, you can get us at cetrain@isu.edu. That is cetrain@isu.edu. You can call us at 282-272-3372. I always forget our phone number. That's just what I do. Paul's not here to correct me. And always, please reach out to us, contact us. If you kind of missed some of the ways to get a hold of Tiffany, you can always reach out to us. We'll gladly pass the message on. And Tiffany, thank you for being on the show. Stephanie and Daniel, thank you for being on the show. And I'm going to hold you to it. I've got audio and video evidence that you agreed to be on the show in a year from now. So I'm going to stick you to that.
Okay, sounds
all right.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.